Hey buds, I'm your host Sam.
And I'm your co-host Ozzy.
And this is
Kush
and
Crime,
a true crime podcast. Get it? Welcome back to another episode of Kush and Crime. Thank you so much for joining us last week on our very first ever episode, and thank you so much for all of your feedback. You'll notice today that Ozzy's audio sounds a lot better than last time.
It's a lot more crispier.
Crispier because we got another mic because I was really tired of having to pull him forward into the mic.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying being in your face and all up in your grill, so I'm definitely stoked about having a second one. When we were testing out the microphones and everything, I was like, check, 1, 2, 3.
And I was like, please just say anything other than check so that way I can get an accurate gauge of how you actually sound instead of just yelling check into the mic.
Nah, I have to literally give tribute to, Step Bros.
All right, well, thank you again for joining us. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have some guest hosts this week. And we told you about it, but unfortunately we couldn't meet up with them. So LB, Marvin, and Brianna, this episode is dedicated to you.
Yes, indeed. It was very disappointing weekend that we were supposed to be scheduled and having this podcast. But, for some strange reason, our flight kept getting canceled and everything we did was getting canceled. So we just ended up canceling the whole trip.
Yeah, we ended up staying here, so because it just wouldn't have worked out, and it's okay, but it's sad. So remember, as we move forward with this episode today, it was written with you guys in mind. So this whole episode, I'm just gonna picture what you would say in the background after I say crazy things.
We will see you one day.
We'll see you again.
I don't care how long it'll take. We will.
Yes, but we decided to continue with this episode, and since we're going to do that, Ozzy, do you want to take it away with the strain of the day?
Absolutely. Today's strain of the day is called Silver Haze. Silver Haze delivers a full strength of haze experience in a fatter, faster, and more compact form. Sorry. Crossing haze with a Northern Lights Silver Haze maintain a strong but clear-headed effect. Introduced by the Sunlight Seeds, Silver Haze delivered its name from its massive amount of shiny THC glands that covers the buds.
Thank you, Ozzy, and that again is from Leafly. So if you want that information, go there.
And my apologies for messing up a bit.
Rumbling all over that. Rumbled so much over that. It's okay. We already took part in the Kush segment. Remember, we did that before.
I'm not
toasty.
Very good. Yeah, I'm pretty high.
Yeah, so we're pretty toasty, which we only really rolled joints today, so nothing cool to talk about. But I do want to talk about one thing that we do have, which is that ashtray in front of you. Ozzy, you mind telling me about that?
Oh, you mean Majin Buu over here?
Oh yeah, I do mean Majin Buu.
Majin Buu's my boy here. He never separates my side when we smoke.
Yeah. And where'd you get that from?
Basically one of my best friends, Carl, gave it to me. He gave it to me as a almost like a housewarming gift when we first moved down here. He basically spent the Thanksgiving dinner with us. So he and his girlfriend drove down from Connecticut to Florida to see us, and he delivered me this housewarming gift, and it's never left my side. So shout out to my boy Carl.
Thank you, Carl. It's a staple in our home. And it's Majin Buu holding up an ashtray.
Yeah, like the ashtray that says Dragon Ball with gold letterings and then
cool
Japanese
too because the
letterings
ashtray
on bottom.
comes off.
And he's pink.
And, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have you heard the Frank Ocean song, Pink Matter? He talks about Majin Buu?
No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I played that for you, but we'll play it after. All right, I'm just trying to think. Is there any more business today?
No. Other than the good positive feedback, Kush Gan's been giving us, and nothing but good stuff.
Yes, thank you, buds. And we're trying with the audio. Obviously, we added another mic, and we're still really learning. So please bear with us as we grow. And thank you again for all of your feedback. And please keep telling us about us because that's what's going to help us grow.
Your feedback matters.
Yeah, and we have listeners in Germany, which is like dope. Hi, Germany and Thailand. We miss you guys, Thailand.
Yeah, we definitely do.
And a good chunk of the states so far, people that I know we don't know anybody. Hey, Michigan, thank you for telling your friend about
Michigan.
the other. Yeah, thank you for telling your friend about us in Michigan. Like, that's pretty dope. Like, we could tell just based on our listeners.
Pretty good population in Florida and Connecticut too.
Yeah, so thank you all for listening. It's crazy because honestly, we're just like, we're just gonna do this and whatever. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. But
we're doing it for you guys.
Yeah, we got great feedback, and I liked researching, so we're just gonna keep doing it.
Let's hear these goosebump stories.
Unfortunately, this is not a goosebump story, but
it's not.
No.
Uh-oh.
No. But it is a story about a badass bitch named Mary Vincent.
We like bad bitches.
We do like bad bitches. And that's why I picked this, because we were supposed to be with LB and Brianna. And, you know, LB's book, Descent from the Blossoms, is about badass bitches.
We will have that interview.
Well, not about badass bitches, but has badass bitches, but it's kind of about badass bitches. So we decided to talk about a badass bitch who, ironically, is from California.
Oh, damn. Right where they live.
Right. All right. Without any further ado, let's dive into the case. Are you ready?
Let's do it up.
All right. Perfect. So Mary Vincent was born in 1963, and she was one of 7 children.
Jesus, how many kids these people have?
They were just popping them out. But remember, this is 63, and there's not much else to do, if you know what I mean.
The last case was like 5 kids. Now this is 7. Like,
yeah. They were just, you know,
rile up the kids over there.
Yeah. Definitely. So she grew up in Vegas, and both of her parents actually worked at casinos. So her mother dealt cards, and her father was a machine repairman. So Mary was somewhat described as a bad kid, and she was not at all close with her parents. She often skipped school and just behaved poorly. So, you know, I can relate on some level.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every child has a stage, one minor one or a big one, that everyone's like angry and shit.
Yeah, like everybody's out to get me.
Yeah, I used to get suspended every single day from school.
I was a good kid in school, but I did not listen to.
Did not enjoy the ass whooping my parents gave me, but I still did it.
Yeah, so she was basically.
I turned out fine.
Yeah, we're fine. She was basically a teenager. So in 1978. I wasn't really able to find much about her early life, but in 1978, at this time, she was 15, and she ran away from home already, and she was actually living with her boyfriend, and I'm pretty sure they were living in a car, but they were, like, staying together.
Wait, hold on. How old is she? She said 15?
15, yeah.
And she's living with her boyfriend?
Yeah.
What the hell is she doing living with her boyfriend? Where the hell's her parents?
She didn't get along with them. She ran away.
Still, that's your fucking child. Like, really?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking crazy. That's some crazy ass shit.
But, oh my god. Just you wait. That's not even anything yet. So she was living with him, but then he got accused of raping another girl.
Oh.
Yep. And then she said, fuck that.
How did she not even knew about that?
Huh?
How did she not even knew about that?
Well, I don't know how she didn't know, but I guess, like, he was accused. I'm assuming he did it. I couldn't really find too much.
That's some creepy ass shit. Like, I don't know what I would do if like that happened. Like, I'm dating someone and I found out something dark like that.
Yeah, well, she just booked it. So she said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And she wanted to go home to her grandfather, which is the only person that she really connected with, was her grandfather. So she decided to hitchhike back to her grandfather's house. And remember, I'm going to preface this by saying this. This is 1978. Okay? There are no cell phones. There is, nothing. There's hitchhiking. Everybody's hitchhiking to get to where they want to go. There's no Uber.
How the fuck? Ask for a ride or something?
Yeah, so everybody's hitchhiking, okay? We're just going to talk about that right up front. This is the 70s. Everybody think, peace, love. It's all good. Nobody's going to hurt you, Okay?
All right.
Not at all. So this is the 70s. So she was on the side of the road because she ran away from her boyfriend and was going to her grandfather. She was on the side of the road. She had her sign with her saying that she was going south. Behind her, there were 2 other men who were also going kind of the same way. They were just chit-chatting, sitting there, waiting there on the side of the road. And the first thing that pulls up is a blue van.
First of all, that's a red flag right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in a van, but wait. So there's this dude there with nothing else in the van, nobody else, and says that he can only take one of them, even though all three of them are going the same way. Right there. Yep, all three of them are going the same way, and he can only take one, and he only wants to take Mary.
Creepy.
So the guys that are with her are like, we don't think you should do that. That's probably not a good idea. Like, that's sketch. Like, he only wants to take you. You're a girl. I wouldn't get in there. Like, don't do it.
That would be the normal way of thinking.
Yeah, but remember, she's 15. She just has been going through some shit, and she says, I was just tired. I wasn't a daredevil or anything. I was just tired, and I was desperate to get home. So
what the hell's her common sense, girl? Like, come on.
I don't know. She's 15. Shit. She's 15. Cut her some slack.
15.
Can you cut her some slack? I had common
sense when I was 15.
There's someone sitting behind me that doesn't have common sense, and she's about to be 18.
That's her little sister, Angeline. She has front row seats right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because LB couldn't be here, my sister is sitting in because we heard some scary noises outside.
She's like the audience, like the little cheerleader that goes, whoa, stuff.
Yeah, so if you randomly hear some wheezing, it sounds like a teapot. That's her laughing. She's not laughing now, but it's all right. So she's standing on the side of the road with these two guys, and they're like, no, don't go, don't do that, don't. And she says, no, fuck that shit, I'm going. I'm tired, I want to go home, I want to go home now, I'm going. And she gets in the van, and everything's fine. I think she talks to him for a little bit, but then she gets really tired, and then she falls asleep, which I wouldn't do.
Yeah, that's like why would you want, whoa, you don't even know these people.
Right, this is only one guy, though.
Don't matter, like, you don't know these people, you're gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, so she fell asleep.
What's wrong with you?
Yep, so she fell asleep, and then she woke up and looked outside and noticed that the signs were going the wrong way. They were going to Nevada instead of California.
I would have been freaking out.
Yeah,
freaking the freak out.
So this is when she starts to get a little suspicious.
I don't know. The way you said it, it's like dark.
So, yeah.
Is it gonna be dark?
Well, it's still daytime at this point, but we will get there to the dark. We will get there.
Okay.
All right, so...
It's like leading me on, like on a first date.
No, I'm not leading you on like on a first date. Okay, and I didn't lead you on our first date. I made things very clear.
You baited me.
No.
Just to let you guys know.
No.
Just to let you guys know.
No.
Story time.
No.
We met at our job, and she told me if I guessed her favorite DBZ character, she would give me her phone number. I'm a huge nerd. For those that don't know me, I'm a huge anime nerd. So I started naming every single character, even the civilians, even the ones that are non-existing, like Jamcha. But I named every single one of them. And then after she gave me her phone number, she told me on one of the dates that I guessed it in 2 shots. And that she admitted to basically baiting me in because she didn't want me to stop talking to her.
He was cute, okay?
This is
we're married.
This is how girls are crazy.
Okay, but let's talk about after this, when he would drive past me and he'd be like, I just want to be your friend. No, you fucking did. You wanted to be more than my friend, maybe I did bait you, but you tried. You were trying to put yourself intentionally in the friend zone. You're just glad I didn't leave you there.
I don't know this girl.
What?
Guys, you know what's up.
Shut up. So dumb. Driving with like the seat pulled back, like, I just want to be your friend.
In a customer card. All right, let's get back to the story.
All right, so picking back up, she fell asleep in the van. She woke up. She realized he was going the wrong way. So she says something to him like, hey, why are we going this way? You're going the wrong way. We're not supposed to be going this way. And he says, oh, yeah, no problem. So he pulls over and he gets out to take a leak. And she does too.
Just like that. Just nonchalant. Just, oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, sorry. No big deal.
What the fuck?
Yeah, my bad. My mistake. Oh, so terribly sorry.
That would have been a red flag for me.
Yeah. So she gets out of the van. Well, she stays in the van and then she gets out to go pee. But when she gets out, she's looking around. She's trying to figure out her surroundings. She realizes that her shoe's untied. So because her shoe's untied, she says, shit, if I'm going to run away from this guy, because at this point her brain is like, okay.
Like flee
yeah, now
situation.
she's like, okay, yeah, fight or flight is kicking in.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
So she's like, okay, so if I'm going to run away, I need to tie my shoe because I'm going to be able to get away from him. So while she's thinking this, while she's tying her shoe, out of fucking nowhere, this man comes up and hits her with a fucking sledgehammer to the side of her head.
What?
A fucking sledgehammer.
Yo, he just went WWE on her ass.
Bro. Okay, so
is she still alive?
Uh-huh. She just blacks out.
How the fuck did he survive that?
Oh,
she must have been stubborn as fuck.
Babe, just you wait until I tell you about the rest.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
I'll all right.
Okay.
All right.
We didn't say she was a bad bitch for fucking nothing. Let me tell you what.
All right. Let's bring on the bad bitch.
All right. So she passes out, and she wakes, like, she comes to and she realizes that she's in the van and she's tied up. And I'm going to say trigger warning. And
Trigger warning.
Yeah, it gets pretty graphic coming up.
Whoa, graphic. This is more graphic than the previous episode?
Yeah, a lot more.
All right. Well, let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, so trigger warning for rape and
viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, and also mutilation. She's in the back of the van and he begins to rape her, and he ends up raping her 6 times, and the whole time she's falling apart, she's crying. She says she wanted to give up, she wanted to die, and it's just terrible. So he just keeps going and she's just saying, please stop, like, why are you doing this to me? Please just let me free, please let me free, I won't say anything, please just let me go, please. And he's obviously not. So
Jesus.
Yeah. So this carried all the way out until like that night of the day.
How do you sleep at night?
Yeah, he fell asleep, no problem. She didn't.
Like, that's just sickening.
Yeah, she stayed awake. And oh my god, all right. So I wish I could say that this was the worst that happened. And in my notes for LB and Brianna and you, it literally says, I don't think that you guys are honestly ready for what happens next.
Well, they're with us in spirit, so let's bring on the questions.
All right, so this fucking asshole sleazeball drags her out of the van, right? And he grabs her and fucking stands out there with her and says, oh, you want to be set free? I'll set you free. He goes into his van. That
doesn't sound very, very nice.
He goes out into his van and then pulls out a fucking hatchet.
Oh.
And then he cuts her, like, binding off, and then grabs her left arm, takes it,
oh, fuck,
and fucking chops it off. Yeah. So Mary says that...
See, this is what kind of attracts me to true crime stuff, because, like, you know, I can't even hurt an animal myself.
No, definitely
not. I can't hurt anyone. And it's like, what brings you to this, like, this place in your head to make you want to do this to someone, or even an animal like that?
It's so terrible.
Cruel and twisted.
Yeah. I wish I can tell you that this is where he stopped. I really do, but it's not. And So Mary says that when she was holding on to his arm, she realized that she was falling, and she couldn't understand why she was falling when she was holding on to his arm. And obviously it's because she didn't realize that he had chopped off her arm.
She didn't even realize. Damn, her adrenaline must have been so high that she didn't even feel it.
Yep. So then he goes and grabs her again and grabs her right arm. But this time she says, oh, fuck no. And her will to live just kicked in. And she starts fighting back. And she's like, oh, fuck no, you're not taking this arm too. So she's holding on to his arm, death grip style, and kicking and screaming and trying to get away from him. And she's in the middle of fucking nowhere, and obviously this isn't fucking doing anything. So she's kicking and screaming, and he just keeps hacking away at her right arm now. And because she's moving, it's just making it, difficult.
Easier.
No, it's making it difficult, and it's just prolonging the inevitable that he ended up chopping that arm off as well.
Oh my god.
Yep. So, but Mary says that as she's
That's so twisted.
So as she's laying on the ground and looking at him, she realizes that he's shaking his arm, and I'm doing this to show Ozzy to see the motion, but he's almost like flicking it off, and she's like,
it's almost like basically you have water in your hands and you're just flicking it off of your hand.
But
basically.
She realizes that her arm is still holding on to his arm, like death grip, and he's trying to shake it off.
The severed arm?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's fucked. So then I think that he thinks that Mary had died at this time because she wasn't moving. She wasn't saying anything. She wasn't even crying. She was just there. Like, obviously her body's in shock like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine the pain she went through. I mean, her adrenaline went up, but it comes to a certain time where her adrenaline's going to come down and she's going to feel everything.
Oh, yeah, but just
Dr.
wait.
Ozzy, PhD.
So he comes back to her, and he picks her up, and he throws her into a fucking canyon off a 30 motherfucking foot cliff.
What?
A 30 motherfucking foot cliff, Ozzy.
Yo, she must have hit that face first. Oh my god.
I don't know. But she ended up breaking 4 ribs on that fall.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Just 4? She's lucky she didn't break more than that.
Yeah. So.
But still, that's horrible. Oh man.
And then comes this fucking.
Guys, I got like legit chills right now. Like.
Yeah.
Damn.
This fucking sleazeball then comes down, shoves her into a drainage ditch thing, and then says, now you're free.
Wow.
So apparently.
Left her there to basically die.
Yeah. So apparently setting someone free is chopping their fucking arms off and throwing them off a fucking cliff.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah. So.
That is fucking nuts.
So he left.
Yeah, I mean. He was probably expecting her to drown to death, basically.
Well, she was, it wasn't, like a shit ton of water, but it was definitely,
Yeah, but remember, she doesn't have any arms.
Well, she has most of her arm, so her left arm only got cut off, it got cut off below the elbow. The right arm is almost kind of the same. I think it's below the elbow as well. So she still has a good amount of arm. She's, missing her forearms. So she's laying at the bottom of this cliff, and this girl, I don't know, she is so smart now, at this moment, she shoves her arms into mud, and then climbs back up the fucking cliff.
Damn, like fucking Jason
with
revives
no
back.
Fucking arms, and gets up to the road.
That's a G right there.
That's
some MacGyver shit right there.
My fucking god. What a badass bitch,
who would
bro.
ever thought mud would actually save protect her injured arms?
Yeah, because the mud ended up drying, and it almost formed a cast around her arms to prevent from losing more blood.
That's some anime shit right there.
Yeah.
And then next you know the arm turns into a sword.
Yeah, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yeah, too. Yeah. But still, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah. So she climbs up and she ends up walking. And when she gets to the top of the cliff, remember, she's in the middle of nowhere, and she hears like a highway in the very far distance. If you listen closely, you could hear ours, which we're working on that. And the highway noise.
Oh.
We're trying. We're trying.
Oh, I'm so used to it. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I hear it. But anyway, so she heard a highway, and she started making her way to the highway. And when she got little, she walked all night. So, okay, remember, she got picked up on I believe it was September 29th. Let me just double check. Yeah, September 29th of 1978. So she got picked up that day. He fucking raped her that night. Then the next morning took her, cut her hands off, and like fucking tortured her, and then threw her down the cliff, said some fucking mean ass shit. Then he left. Then she packed her arms. So we're on this day, and then it took her that whole night to climb up that cliff, and then the whole day and night to walk to the interstate.
Damn, what if that's a soldier right there? Like a universal soldier right there.
Yep.
The amount of pain and suffering that she probably has endured, and she's still walking.
Yeah, this is a course of almost 3 days at this point.
You know, I give you props for women.
Mary, you are a badass bitch.
Women in general. I mean, there's certain things that we can't feel as guys. I give you guys props.
Yeah, girls have a high pain tolerance.
Well, the guys do too, but it's different. Yeah,
it's definitely different, but women get a little bit underestimated. But we have a high pain tolerance. Anywho, why you look at me like that?
Because I still gotta defend my friends, my boys.
Your boys. Oh my god. All right, we're gonna continue.
I got you guys.
All right, so she made her way to the interstate, and when she was climbing up the cliff, it was fucking dark as fuck. Like my hometown dark. Can't see anything.
Dark. It's pretty dark.
Just the moon, just the stars. That's all you can see.
Yeah, that's all.
Yep, that's it.
No street lights, nothing.
Yep. So then she kept walking into the morning of the next day, and she saw a red convertible sports car coming towards her, and she thought, yes, thank God, finally somebody's coming, like I can get help, I can make it. But that sports car drove up, took one look at her, and kept fucking going.
Wow.
This poor girl. Yeah, I mean, I bet she does look scary.
To be fair, like, who would really pick up a stranger in the middle of the night, especially in the woods?
Well, no, this was the daytime.
That's like out of a horror movie. Like, everyone knows not to do that.
No, this is the daytime, and she made her way to the interstate. So it's not the night anymore.
Even still, like, come on. Like, who would... It's just sketchy.
Okay, yeah.
Especially having blood all over you.
Yeah, but if she's screaming and crying, and clearly, like, if it looks like her arms are bleeding, like, freshly, and it looks like she has mud in her arms, and she's crying, and I don't know, I would help. And remember, there's no cell phone, so it's not like you could just drive by and
I'd be like, get in the car, bitch, we driving out of here.
Yeah, so we would definitely pull over. We would at least stop.
Yeah, but like we would stop, but I know there's some people that doesn't.
Yeah, so they drove
it's just fear, but at the end, everyone's entitled to that.
I mean, yeah, but even she said it too. She said, I bet I looked scary. I was missing my arms. I was covered in blood. I was covered in mud, and I bet I looked scary. And then she was like, no one's ever going to help me. But actually, that's not true. So a honeymooning couple, two people, stopped for her and grabbed her, put her in the back of the truck, and said,
sounds like us.
Yeah, and said, hold on, we're going to get you help. Yeah, we're going to get you help. Stay still. Don't move. We're going to help you. So they brought her to the nearest phone that they could find, called paramedics, and then they helicoptered.
Helicopter.
That's not a word. Is it a word?
Sounds like the Spanglish.
They took her by helicopter.
I'm slowly putting in the seeds, guys.
No,
Spanglish is coming.
They took her by helicopter and brought her to the hospital, and she stayed there for actually a whole month.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, a month is pretty good recovery.
Yeah, a month is pretty good. Yeah, but then
Like,
she had
especially
to.
knowing everything she went through, like I would expected more time off, like in the hospital, like in urgent care or something. But
Well, that was just in the hospital, but think of all the PT and stuff she had
yeah,
to
but
do
still,
because
like
now she has hooks
I
for
would
hands
expect more
instead.
days than just one day being at the hospital.
Well, she was there for a whole month. So, but I mean, she did recover quite quickly for her condition.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
she
Like,
still
damn,
had to
she's
keep
a super
going.
soldier.
Yeah, she's crazy, but I mean, she's amazing. She is like an inspiration totally.
Props to you, man.
Yeah, Mary, you were amazing. And it's so sad
Mary,
because
if you
you could
hear this
see,
podcast, props to you.
yeah, you are a badass bitch. And honestly,
You are my hero.
it sounded like you were going to sing a different song, so I was a little confused.
It totally was, and I realized it in
Was it You Are
mid-sentence.
So Beautiful?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
But no, seriously, like when I was looking this up and researching, and you could tell that Mary has still had to go through so much, and you can't even imagine what that does to your mental state, not only your physical state but your mental state. And the fact that she's still here, she's still pushing, and yeah, things are hard, but that's an amazing woman.
Yeah, seriously.
That is an amazing woman.
Like I said, props to you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what you went through.
Seriously. So at this point, police are obviously interested in interviewing Mary, and they do while she was in the hospital, and she gave them a description and what she knew about the man, and basically that he said that he was from Nevada and he has a residence, and gave them a description on the van. So that was that. So within 10 days of Mary being admitted to the hospital, they found a piece of shit named Lawrence Singleton. This piece of shit was the one...
I love the anger that comes out when you say piece of shit.
I fucking hate that. How dare this guy?
It's like she's clenching her fist like she's about to fight him.
Yeah, if he wasn't... yeah, I would. So, they searched his home, and they found Mary's cigarettes. Remember, yes, she's 15, but it's the 70s. Cigarettes are still good for you.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Yep. And some of her clothing that was burnt. They also searched the van and found... The van? What?
They found what?
The van. And they found that the carpet was recently removed and washed, and the inside of the van was cleaned as well.
So he was basically trying to cover it all up.
So a few days after this, he tried to be a little bitch and attempted to kill himself by overdosing on sleeping pills.
What a little bitch.
Yeah, a little bitch. But thankfully he failed. Well, unthankfully, I guess.
He failed at suicide?
Yeah, he
Damn,
failed.
he sucks at life.
He sucks at killing himself, at living.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, at not living. So... yeah, at that point, he was taken into the Nevada police. Only at that point.
Just at that point.
Just at that point. No biggie. Oh, he's going to kill himself? We should probably take him in now.
Yeah, like, I guess it's time.
Maybe it's time to take him in.
5 more minutes?
Okay.
Okay, right now. We'll be on right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, now? Oh, okay. I got it. So he was questioned, and he told a little bit of a different story than what Mary had told.
What do you mean, different story?
Oh, he said that, he did meet Mary and he picked her up, but he didn't only pick up Mary, he also picked up 2 male hitchhikers named Larry and Pedro.
Pedro's I'm sorry, no offense to the fans out there that are named Pedro.
Sorry, Pedros.
But it's just so generic Spanish name, especially in the Mexican culture, like, or Salvadoran culture, or anyone like in Central America, even a little bit in South America. It's just generic.
Yeah. So Lawrence then said,
it's like Bob.
Yeah, Bob, Dick, and Harry.
Bob, like, it's just generic.
Yeah. So he said that they all stopped at a bar and they bought some weed and they drank and then they stopped at a canyon. And they were just like chilling, you know.
That's like the worst mistake ever. Like you're drunk as shit and you're high as shit and you're gonna go up to the canyons.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so he
No regrets.
no regrets. Fuck you. So he stopped at a canyon and with Larry, Pedro, and Mary, and then he paid Mary to have sex with him, and then he passed out in the van. And then when he woke up, he found that Larry was driving the van towards San Francisco. And Mary's clothes were in the van, but Mary wasn't in the van.
What? Of course he would say some shit like that. I mean, anyone who gets in trouble gets like a second-sided story.
Yeah, but then he said Larry supposedly told Lawrence that Mary tried to steal and then she got picked up.
Yeah, oh my god, that's like the worst excuse
and then
ever.
He also said that he left Larry and Pedro in San Francisco.
That's like the worst excuse.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're not believing this at all.
Nah.
All right. So that crock of bullshit was only said to the police because he refused to testify at his own trial. At the time of the trial, Mary was out of the hospital and she testified at the trial. She was a badass bitch. She went and she said, yes, that's
She's
the man
like,
that did
I'm
it.
back, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you. You thought you killed me. Not today, Satan.
Ain't no more.
Fuck you. I'm back to get you.
All right.
So
relax, Hulk. She's like about to just flip over the desk.
What's up? You want to go?
No, stop it.
Oh, okay. So, so she testified at his trial, and he was found guilty. He was convicted of only 7 felonies, and
wow,
they included
there should have been more felonies on that.
Attempted murder, rape, kidnapping, oral sodomy, and mayhem.
Those are like, I feel like there should be more than those.
Well, there is more. That was
like
only 4.
Torture.
Well, 5 of them. 4.
Like almost killing her. Like,
yeah, there was more. That was only 5. There's
more.
2 more. There is. That was only 5. But how long would you think that you would be sentenced for something like that?
In a perfect world, well, I should say in a normal perspective, perfect world, at least sentenced to life in jail or death penalty for sure.
I mean,
especially everything that she's been through. Like, yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. Penalty. Like, I could understand why they wouldn't want to do like death penalty, but I definitely think life is warranted. But he was only sentenced for 14 years.
Get the French door.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You lent liquor.
Who you calling a cootie queen? You lent liquor.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and you want to know why it was only 14
that's
motherfucking years?
That's such a low sentence.
Yep, it's because that was the maximum possible in California at the time.
Yo, this is why the system's sometimes screwed up. Like,
yeah.
I can't. Cali's crazy like Florida too.
Yep. So the best thing about this though is that California ran him out. They like outraged and they basically chased him out of California.
Oh, so they pulled the Warriors like, come on,
like angry mob did. They got pitchforks and they went to his house and said, "Get the fuck out of here! Get out!
That's awesome.
We don't want you here. Fuck you.
We don't want your kind here."
Yeah, we don't want you here. So they kicked him out, and California actually ended up changing their laws so that could never happen again.
Yeah, I mean, that's freaking retarded. Such a low sentence.
I don't know if I said or not, but he ended up being out in 8 fucking years. I don't know if I said that.
No, you did not say that.
Yeah, he got out in 8 on parole.
The system's all screwed up, man.
Yeah, so they booed him out of there. And he ended up, where do you think most people go when they can't go to California?
Let's go.
No, this motherfucker ended up moving to Florida.
Speaking of Florida, look at that.
Florida.
I thought Tampa. California.
No, he moved from California.
By the way, that's a Wizards reference. The Wizard, if you don't know, you're not a true gamer.
Educate yourself. Why are we whispering? Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. So, I wish that was it. Like, he just moved to Tampa and, rotted inside from the inside out, but that's not what happened. And, so for our next bit, we need to fast forward 20 years from the original crime in 78.
So we're going forward in time.
Yes.
20 years. So she was 15. So that is
35
35.
now. Yeah. And so, by the way, when he moved to Tampa, even a car dealership offered him $5,000 to let him move. They're like, I will give you $5,000 if you move the fuck out of here.
So Florida didn't even want him.
No, they didn't. Sorry, almost 20 years. It was in 97.
Damn, 97?
That this is happening. The next thing.
Jesus, I was 7 years old.
All right, so in 97, we did have some cell phones now. We did.
Those were the good old days. I had my Tamagotchi on.
Yes, 97.
Digimon was a shit. Pokemon was a shit.
Before Millennium. All right. So he's in Florida, and he has a house, whatever, and he hired this guy named Paul Hitson to paint his home.
Okay.
Paul had gone to go inside to speak to Lawrence because he arrived. So he knocked on the door. No answer.
Hello.
No answer.
Fluffy pillows?
No fluff pillows. There was no answer.
No fluff pillows.
No fluff. So then he knocks again. Then he's like, Lawrence. Hey, Lawrence. I don't know why I got so Boston. Hey, Lawrence. Or is that more New York? I don't know.
would say it's kind of New Yorker.
It was New York. I'm walking here. Yeah, that was New York.
Yep, that's New York.
All right, so he's like, hey, Lawrence. No answer. So he was expecting him, and he's there to paint the house, so he goes in. And when he goes in, he walks through the house, and he hears gurgling sounds and sounds calling for help.
Oh, shit. So he's choking.
So he follows the sounds. And he finds Lawrence.
Just on the floor.
No. He's standing over a body and doing downward motions in a stabbing motion.
Oh.
He books it. He gets the fuck out of there. And he goes, yeah, he runs.
Oh, shit.
So,
he just witnessed a murder.
So he runs and he finds his uncle who's waiting outside. And he's like, yeah, this is what I just saw. And the uncle goes and he takes a look in the window. And he's like, oh, okay, that's a woman. We need to go.
Damn.
So they leave and they call authorities. Police come. They arrest his ass.
That's freaking nuts.
Yep. It turns out that it was a woman named Roxanne Hayes. And he had stabbed her 6 times in the body and 1 time to the face.
Damn, fatality, bro.
So because this fucking asshole, due to the fucking law, got out in 8 years instead of being there for fucking life at least, which that he intended to murder her. He thought that she died. That should be enough to warrant life.
Yeah,
or at least more than 8
like I said, the death
fucking years.
Should have been applied.
Right, so they arrest him, and he says, again, he has a different story. Oh, she's a prostitute. I was going to pay her. I brought her to the house, but then she took my wallet, and she took a knife, and she tried to swing at me. So I defended myself and merely stabbed her 6 times in the body and 1 time to the face.
But I mean, in a cop's perspective, he's getting both stories, it's difficult.
Well, at the end of the day, he still killed someone.
I understand that, but it's just...
And tried to kill another person. So, yeah, he goes to trial, and the jury only are together for 4 hours, and he's guilty, and he is sentenced to life.
They should have freaking sentenced him to life the first time.
Yeah, actually, they sentenced him to die. He was on death row.
To death?
Yeah.
Again, same thing.
Yeah.
You should have done it the first time.
Exactly. Maybe this piece of shit wouldn't have killed someone. But
seriously, and that person would have been still alive.
Yeah, Roxanne Hayes was a mother, and I guarantee that she was just as bad as a bitch.
It's things like that in the system. It's just like the system's all screwed up. That people like that come out of jail and then they do the same shit over and over, and they keep coming in and out of the prisons, and it's like, what is it gonna take?
Yeah.
What is it gonna take to literally stop this whole charade? Like, just properly sentence them from the get-go.
Right, and if they go to prison and they reform in prison, there's got to be a way it could be better to get out.
Don't get me wrong.
You're definitely worth, doing your time for what you did, but there's got to be a way to better, put you back into the world. Like I said, don't get me wrong.
There's people that come out of prison and they do a 180 and just completely change their whole life for the better. Yeah. And I give them good props for that. Mm-hmm. But there's freaking other people that just does the same shit, and it's just a waste of time.
Evil people, and Lawrence Singleton is one of these evil ass people. So he was sentenced to death, and he actually died, unfortunately, before they could kill him. So goodbye.
Like a little bitch.
Yeah, he died in 2001. Peace.
That's when literally everything was going down. Y2K, everything.
Yeah. 2001. So
Britney Spears shaved her head.
Yeah, 2000s. I thought that was 2009 though.
Yeah, it was still 2000. So
free Britney. That's the case of Mary.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
Vincent. And Roxanne Hayes. She was. I'm sure she was a badass bitch too.
All the other girls on this story was all badass bitches.
The
way they endured all the pain and still survived walking tall. That's props.
Yeah, and I know that she went through some shit mentally, and that's totally okay. Like, you have every right. I could never. That will to live is crazy.
Yeah, like I can never imagine the amount of pain and suffering.
Yeah. So, LB and Brianna, that case was dedicated to you because of your badass bitches in your books. But unfortunately, I think Mary Vincent is a little bit more badass than, the ladies in your book. But if you want to find out if I'm right, you should read Descent from the Blossoms by L.B. Marvin. Just saying. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. And please, as always, provide your feedback. Let us know what you think.
Farewell.
Tell your friends. Thank you so much for all of our listeners all around the world. That's crazy.
Friends.
Tell everybody. That's really the best way to support us. And also, we do have a Patreon as well. And that will help us be able to, better our studio so you can't hear the highway and, grow our podcast itself. So you can definitely find us on Patreon at
Kush and Crime.
Yes, and if you want to see what we're up to and what cases we're covering, you can follow us on Instagram at
Kush and Crime.
On Twitter at
Kush and Crime.
We try to make it easy for you.
Delicioso.
And if you guys have any case suggestions, or if you want to give us feedback, or if you just want to chat with us, you can also reach us at email at
cushandcrime@gmail.com.
Yes, and thank you guys again. We appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate the support that all you guys have been giving us since day one, and the good feedback. So definitely keep giving us good feedback because your voice matters.
Yes, and again, thank you. Have a good night, guys, or a good day, or whatever.
Kush gang out.
Bye, buds.